You are now tuned in.
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 You are now tuned in
To all angles.
To All Angles.
To All Angles podcast, hosted by Huncho.
Tune in, okay? All Angle Podcast, okay? Hosted by my geyser, Huncho. If y'all know him, you know he gonna speak the truth. If y'all don't know him, y'all better tune in. And if you do tune in, you better come correct because he will put you in your place, alright? Tune in.
It's Huncho, baby.
My nigga. What the fuck is the word? This is your fucking New York City concrete jungle, Big Queens, Southside Jamaica. Yo, y'all already know Baisley Pond Park is in the building. Host Huncho back with another angle. And guess who we got in the motherfucking building today? We got the Reds in the motherfucking building today. Ladies, what's going on and how y'all doing today?
Oh, hello.
Hey.
Happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
Let's first introduce my co-host. Should I start it up, baby? The published author. Okay, that's one of them. The big Ray, not the little one.
Oh.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? The light of my eye.
Oh.
The beautiful only one. Peaches, what's going on, baby girl? How you doing?
Hey, baby. What's up? How was your day?
Annoying, honestly. Niggas is so indecisive what moves they want to make, but Cousins is out here. The niggas is in Houston right now. Fuck it, though. I got the Reds in the building. Huh? Talk to me nice.
The only way.
Y'all can introduce yourself, ladies, to the viewers.
Hey, you guys. I'm Camry. I'm from Atlanta.
That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all y'all
You don't
got.
want to shout your
when
Instagram.
you
You want to shout your
cross-
business, choreography.
we going,
like, what's up?
We going in depth. Oh, okay. I'm from Atlanta. I am a gymnastics coach / choreographer. I have my business called Camiography. Y'all can follow Camiography, and y'all can follow the girl on Cam on the gram.
Okay, make sure y'all follow that. Viewers tap in. What's going on, guests?
Hey, y'all. I'm Anissa, fresh out of Brooklyn, New York. Spring of 14, last of the dying breed. I am an educator. I came to stir the pot.
Shots fired.
I am an educator and a mom all day, every day, and the day after that.
That's beautiful. I didn't know we was gonna get so shady so early, but let me just adjust to how everybody doing it right now.
Yeah, she didn't have to start off like that. Come on, Special.
It's love.
Next guest, introduce yourself.
Hey, everyone. I am Tasia. I'm from Connecticut, and I work in public health. So,
All right. Any Instagram, business, anything like that?
she gonna be on Instagram.
Oh, you don't get Instagram? Are you a shadow follower? Like, do you like have a what's a Finsta and just?
No, I
peeking?
post.
Oh, you post?
Like, I don't post on my actual page, but I'll post on my story and stuff.
Okay.
But as far as like everybody following me.
Nah.
I feel like people don't post like on their actual page anymore. Everybody posts stories.
Everyone's a little quiet.
It was funny because I was going to make a post on Instagram the other day, and usually back then it was like you press that little plus button in the middle, and it's like post.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even just post. Everything is a reel now.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
it goes straight to reels.
I felt old. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know how to work those. That's why I don't post.
I don't want to show my age, but I'm from like the MySpace Skonex days. Like,
Same.
Oh my.
that's back then. I'd probably show my age. Anybody over 30 in here?
Yeah.
30.
30?
Yeah.
Over 30 in here? Okay.
Over 30.
I don't know.
Not
Something
even
about
close.
my 30s. I'm aging nicely. People
We were
in our
just
30s
talking about this. Anissa, what was you
Yes.
talking about? The
So I
solar
was
return?
talking about the Saturn return, and I was saying that I read something. They were basically saying that, like, you're 27 to 29, you go through your Saturn return, and it's like it puts you through hell, but it prepares you for 30. And I was like, I feel like I'm in that right now.
And what did I tell you?
You said that he feel like he going through that now. You just turned 30?
No, he said
I
he
went
went
through
through
that.
that.
You
when
went
he was
through
30.
it. Okay.
So let me. I don't know if I told the viewers this. So
He wish he was turning 30.
I was born. I'm gonna give you like timeline. So I was born 1990. So my
Okay.
30th birthday was the start of the pandemic. My birthday is May 20th.
Okay.
So that transition from my 29th to my 30th birthday was crazy. So I was working at a job. Job had me like looking frail, skinny, stressing me out. I'm drinking coffee every day, like, cause I can't go to sleep because I'm having nightmares and shit. It was a lot. I was a property manager. Anybody that's a property manager out there, salute, peace. Fuck that shit, not for me. Anything with customers at this time, I don't have the patience for. But long story less longer, it's a day before my birthday. So, it's the pandemic at this time, whatever, boom, boom, boom. I'm feeling a little, it's a little down because I can't do it big for my 30th birthday. So next day at work, I go to work on my birthday. Why did I go to work on my birthday? I don't know. It's because I'm that type of guy. Go to work on my birthday. My regional manager calls me. So I'm like, why is he calling? He big dog. So I'm like, why he calling me? He go, yo, we need to have a conversation. So I'm like, have a conversation about what? He was like, listen, the owners of the property, they're not pleased because what happened was I went to school in Buffalo. There's a lot of colleges in Buffalo, and one of the colleges, ECC, Erie Community College, they ended up closing down because of the pandemic. They ended up sending all of their kids to where I worked at. I worked at an off-campus, like, student housing complex kind of thing. So, mind you, the start of the pandemic was the day before these kids moved in. And it was like, a lot of people dying. We didn't know how to take a handle on anything. So when they was moving in, I didn't know how to because usually, I'll shake their hands, like, hey, give me your suitcase, whatever, play that type of role, kiss ass, whatever, boom. So instead of that, my company, which managed the property, they said we were going to do a non-contact move-in. Long story less longer, the owners wasn't privy to that information. And they used to always be there. So when they came to the property that day, they seen how distant I was from the people moving in. So like if you were moving in, you had to call the office. I will open the first door for you. The second door is unlocked. I will leave your key hanging there. Show me your ID when you walk in the first door. Get your key. Go upstairs. So the owners was like, hey, we should be more personable. We should go and help them with their bags. I'm like, sir, I don't know if you know this.
It's a whole pandemic outside.
Because, rich people is oblivious to stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, oh, racism doesn't exist. You rich.
Right.
It doesn't.
But black man, take these bags right now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that was 2 months prior to my birthday. But this is how I know I correlated to it before I was privy to this information. My regional manager told me, he was like, they weren't too happy with that. How I felt that is because once they were moving in, they were expecting revenue. Mm-hmm. But New York State said, y'all don't have to pay out rent.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the school sent the first check over to get them in. And then the contract was the school was pay the first month for everybody. Mm-hmm. And then after that, they're on their own. So the school kind of,
right.
Yeah. So they was upset. Business wasn't good. They, fast forward, they ended up selling the property. But back to my 30th birthday, he was like, they want to let you go.
Not on the birthday.
On my birthday.
I want to have celebrations.
The 30th birthday.
30th is crazy.
Not the day
He
after.
said, I'm not going to terminate you today because I know it's your birthday. But what I'm going to do is say, go home, enjoy your birthday. Come tomorrow just to get your stuff. And me and you
Come tomorrow to get fired.
Listen.
Sorry.
Yo, anybody ever made an appointment to get fired?
No. Bro, you're not seeing me again. That's it. That's all.
Like,
Come back tomorrow to get fired.
Did you get paid that day?
honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know if I don't know. I just wanted to get out. I want to how dare you?
That's so embarrassing. And then you have people are so audacious. It bothers me. You have the audacity to tell me come back tomorrow
And get terminated. But this is the thing. So the owners of the building didn't want me there, but we managed the building, which is a separate company. So he said to me, and I'm gonna end this story on this, but he said to me, he was like, "Listen, we don't want to let you go. You're an amazing worker. Come to West Virginia." And that's how I ended up moving to West Virginia. So, but after that, not even that, this is the killing part. So I go back to the crib, right? After all of that, my birthday. I was in a relationship at the time. Shorty packed up, moved out. unbeknownst to me.
After he got fired.
She
My-
knew.
Mind you, I just caught her like cheating like probably like a month ago because I moved like I'm like me. Okay, anyway, yes, viewers, how are we doing today?
That's the Saturn return for real.
How are we doing?
I literally
That's
was
my
just
30th,
telling-
like
First
29 to. I wasn't born. I was born at 9:28 p.m.
Okay.
So this was all happening in the early part of the day. Around 8:30 to 9:30, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I wear my feelings on my sleeve sometimes. I bowled because I still had a crib to. She did. Like me and my mother wasn't getting along. Like I'm like fuck. But what I would tell you is when I turned 30, it really like gave me a moment of clarity. Like when I turned 30 to moving to West Virginia, having that solitude, it really made me introspective about what is good for me
Exactly.
and what is certain things I might just want.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my 30th birthday in a nutshell. And viewers, thank you for listening to that. Y'all was supposed to get that to Patreon, but it's a little gift for y'all today. The Reds is in the building. We're gonna play a little icebreaker. I was gonna have Kahoot, but didn't have enough time. It was really busy. Work week was crazy. Preparing for y'all ladies to come today.
Work week was ghetto.
Let's not
I
get
don't
into
even
that.
remember because I was barely there this week. So
Me too.
shout outs to them.
Y'all work from home?
No.
I'm a teacher, so
Okay. What grade age?
I teach 6th grade. Bless my heart.
Bless you. Bless your heart.
Out here
6th
doing the Lord's
grade.
work. Yep.
Because them little niggas is coming to school, dead serious, with the whole tool. Like,
I was
am I
telling
bugging?
I was telling Tasia when we was at the airport, I said I have this student, her attitude is crazy, but like that's my homegirl. I have good relationships with the girls with the worst attitudes. I don't know why. And she was upset because she has like a behavioral problem, so she gets to pick anywhere in the class she could sit. She wants to sit at my desk, and I'm like, girl, you bugging because you already get preferential seating. It's not about to be my desk. So she kind of bucked at me, and I was like, girl, I will slide you across this floor. Like, who you bucking at?
Wax
You
on,
had to
wax
you had to
off.
bring the Brooklyn out.
Yes, and
Mr.
it's like,
Miyagi.
you really got to talk to them like that for them to get it.
Yeah.
That's the sad
That's
part.
the thing.
Like I was asking Peaches the same question. I'm like, what happened? Like, I remember going to school, or just not even going to school, just having respect for elders.
Elders.
Mhm.
Period.
Yeah,
Elders.
These
kids
little
don't have
niggas.
They don't have it.
They don't. They do not.
I think part of it is the parents want to be friends with their children.
Yes.
Because a lot of the young parents come from that era of Big Mama, like on my ass.
Right.
So when I have children, I'm gonna be their friend.
Yeah.
Nah, it needs to be an equal medium. They need to
Yeah.
feel comfortable coming to you, but not as a friend.
Exactly.
Right.
Does anybody have kids?
Yeah.
There's 3 on the couch.
All 3 of us.
So
three
like
of us.
y'all agree with that, right?
Daughters too.
Yeah. I
All
almost had to
three.
fight mine
Yeah.
this week.
I want a baby girl. So
You say
bad.
you almost fought
I
yours.
almost had to fight mine this week. But we're
What
learning.
what my LS do? That's my 0.5.
Cardi.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the 0.5. Okay.
That's 0.5, mama.
Shout out 0.5.
0.5. She's just growing, and it's her absorbing other kids'
Yep.
energy.
That's the problem.
That's the issue.
Mhm.
And then you go home and you think that you could try me at home.
Yeah, but she be trying me in public.
Oh, no.
And be trying my gangster in public.
She don't really know her
And
mama
you know,
like
we
that.
not in the right area to be trying my gangster in public like that.
How old is she?
She's 7. She'll be 8 May 24th.
You know what's interesting? And we're gonna get to the icebreaker. Babe, I'm sorry. It'd be good conversations that happen
You
all the time.
good.
We gotta flow through it. Though. But I was having this conversation with one of my bros recently, and I was telling him like, I'm not a parent, but like as a parent, I can only future parent, I can only say we pray that we instill values in our children once they go out in the world, no matter how old they are. They just have a thought in the back of their mind that mom said, do not be with these people. Simple as that. But, what a lot of parents, I feel like a lot of parents forget is that, when your child is of school age, you're going to work and your child is going to school, then after school activities. And then when they come home, it's homework, you talk to your child, how was your day? And then y'all kind of go to bed. So the propensity of your child, you know, seeing their friends or being around a stimulus,
Right.
you just hope in the back of your head that they can detach from that stimulus. So
Yeah.
that's and the toughest thing about being a parent nowadays is the amount of stimuli that comes from your kid outside of school. Phones, YouTube, the accessibility of doing. I remember when going to the public library was a big. That's the only way I was getting the internet.
Yeah.
Right. Literally.
And my
Right,
mother's
right.
Caribbean, so
Yeah.
at one point in time, there's no tying up her phone line. There's,
Exactly.
what are you doing? Get off the phone. Like, stop playing with me. But let's get into this icebreaker. So he was gonna play Kahoot, but I got a little celebrity trivia. It's a quick question.
See what y'all know about.
First person to answer
man.
this is the winner. The two losers have to share a shot. It's a margarita.
Not bad.
All right. Let's do it.
All right.
Y'all ready?
So,
Yeah.
They gonna lose on purpose.
Lord,
Here you go.
okay.
What is Keke Palmer's first name?
Lauren.
What the hell?
Hey, go Tasia.
Hear me,
I'm
Kiara.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Tasia.
So where'd she get Kiki from?
Yeah.
That's
I
her
think
middle
that's her
name or
middle
something,
name,
something
yeah.
like that.
Oh.
Ladies,
So.
y'all sisters, share the shot. It's a little bit more than a shot, but it's a shot if you share
All right, this is my bag.
Go for it.
All right,
Just
it's
make
my
sure
bad.
it's the half
Go.
point.
Go. Nah. So yeah, her real name is Lauren. That's first same thing I was thinking. I'm like, what the hell?
Her middle name or her first name?
First
No,
name.
first name is Lauren.
Yeah, her
And
real
then
name is
Kiki?
Lauren, but her middle name
Oh.
is
How you,
something else.
How you knew that, Tasia?
That was on. I seen it on social
Yeah,
media
it was on
recently.
social media. It says it on her page.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't be following these people.
Yeah.
I follow her on Instagram.
I love Kiki though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shout out to Keke Palmer. Hope everything is going well with you and the father of your child. Yeah, I was dealing with a lot of tumultuous things, but like what I want y'all to know is being in the Black community, deal with that at home. Don't deal with that
Period.
outside in the public. Deal with that at home because they and I know who they is. They need an excuse to tear y'all down, and let's just say y'all don't want to be together anymore, but they want to tear y'all down as Black people. So just be wary of what you do outside in the public. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen. But
And amen
Kiki, you're a mother.
Candace
A
Owens,
sexy
that's
mother.
how it goes.
Period.
Don't
From
let
one
no one
sexy
else.
mother to another.
Yes, one sexy mother to another. Keep it. I'm here for you. Yes.
All right, we're gonna go through our rest in peace segment really quickly. First person I wanted to say rest in peace to. I'm not sure if y'all ever listened to Hot 97 back in New York's tri-state area. Rest in peace to Mister Cee. Mister Cee, very influential in the hip hop scene. One of the creators, one of the best DJs. He's known as the Finisher. I was gonna play one of his songs, but we're just gonna have a moment of silence for Mister Cee. All right, we got next up. Rest in peace to the woman in LA that pushed her children out of the vehicle. Can you go to that? So the mother who stabbed her partner to death and pushed her kids out of a moving car on a busy LA freeway before crashing her own car was an astrology influencer who was worried about the solar eclipse. This is interesting because I feel like somebody just had a conversation about Saturn return.
That was me.
So, Kit, do you know anything in reference to the solar eclipse in regards to why she would do that? Like, was it some type of bad energy?
So a lot of people, because I actually had a coworker come up to me the morning of the solar eclipse, and she was like, "Oh, Miss Twine, you better make sure that you try to ask to leave early today because they said that at a certain time it's going to be an X in the sky, and you got to repent, and you need to be with your kids and not at school." And I was just like, "Girl, I pray. Like, I ain't got time for this." And I think that some
Okay.
people get caught up with all of the theories that come out of things like the solar eclipse and they get carried away. And I think this was getting carried away.
That's a fact.
That's very true.
I think to piggyback off of that, I feel like social media plays a huge role in influence. And I think that bigger than what was going on in the world in the solar eclipse, because I didn't follow her specifically as an astrology influencer, but astrology influencers get a lot of followers. And I think that, you know, when you are someone that is liked on social media, it can become overwhelming. We don't know, you know, what her DMs look like, what her comments look like. I didn't personally follow her, so I don't know what kind of feedback she got. And I feel like this was more of a mental health thing. Like, I feel like there was some sort of disconnect in maybe what she got started for, or what like her initial like goal was in this. And I feel like she lost sight of that, because stabbing your partner to death and pushing your kids off the freeway and killing yourself, like, that's mental health. That's bigger
Right.
than just the solar eclipse is coming. You think, like, if God is coming back, let him come back and take me. I'm not gonna, like, that's not up to you.
Right.
That shouldn't have been put in your hands. And I feel like for her to have been an astrology influencer, I would think that spiritually you're connected, you know, enough to the point that you can decipher, you know, what's real and what's not.
Because I was I was just telling them about the Hood Healer on Instagram, and she had spoke out about this. But I was looking at some of the comments, and people were saying, like, when you are, whatever you do, be it music, be it astrology, whatever, if you're not keeping God at the center, you could get lost in whatever it is that you have going on. And I think, like, coupled with mental health, I think that it was this thing of, I think when people get into like, oh, the world's ending and this is going to happen, that's going to happen, naturally, if you're a parent, you have a partner, you have a family, you're like, oh, what's going to happen to my kids? So somebody was talking about it from that aspect. Like, maybe in her mind, she thought, oh, like, I'm saving them. So I was just like, I'm not sure, but
I mean,
one of my frat brothers, his the mother of his children, she's into that, and she was telling me how once you kind of tap into that, and once you realize how applicable it is to what's going on, you can sometimes travel through a black hole, and you get so deep into stuff that, you know, your aspect on reality kind of shifts. I don't know if anyone ever seen the movie Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio, but it was basically a movie about, you know, him, you know, getting people to dream. And it got to the point that people didn't know whether if they were dreaming or if it was real, and they was kind of like killing themselves to figure out if they was actually dreaming. So my condolences to that young lady. I'm not sure.
And her kids and her partner as well.
right.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
The oldest one survived, right?
Oh,
It's just a baby.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Wow.
She dropped the baby. She dropped the baby in the car was coming. Yeah.
Oh my God.
To kind of end the.
No, she frantic. She got nervous.
Jesus Christ. That was God, honestly.
Right.
And last RIP, OJ Simpson. Damn, I got some people over 30. Do y'all remember when OJ was on trial?
I didn't watch the trial, but you know, I heard about it.
I mean, I watched the movie.
Right. Yeah, I watched
Pull
the
your mic a
movie.
little closer to you. There you go.
Yeah, I watched the movie, but actually watching the trial at her age,
No.
I remember a bit of bits and pieces from the trial. I remember when he was in that Bronco. I don't know if y'all seen the Cuba Gooding Jr., the little thing that they had. I'm in Harlem, New York. I'm in Wagner Projects. I remember this shit like it's yesterday. All I remember was my Aunt Pam going like, OJ, no! So now fast forward being 33, I'm thinking to myself like, nah, that nigga is gangster, nigga. Because you're a black man,
Right.
really like he. And the crazy thing is, once you see the actual video, the nigga wasn't going fast.
No,
he was on the highway going like 30 miles per hour. But the cops wasn't trying to chase him. They was just sitting back, just cruising like New York City streets type shit. I'm just like, this is unfucking believable.
Why did it make it seem like it was this big chase?
Yeah.
It was long. It was a long chase because he was driving so slow.
Wow.
So, but, and just to play another angle, I can see why he might have detached himself from reality, because that's around the same time as Rodney King and all of them.
Right.
And you see what happened to Rodney King versus how law enforcement was treating OJ. So maybe Jay-Z was right, honestly.
Jay-Z. Oh, I thought you said who? I was like, Jay-Z.
Nah, he's.
I said, ooh.
Some black men feel like they not black. They OJ.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nah, but yeah, RIP to the Juice OJ, honestly. I don't know what to say about that whole situation. All I can say is that nigga did it.
Oh, Jesus.
Not
That
right
nigga
after
did
RIP.
Let him rest in peace,
Wow.
babe.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
But
he wrote a book.
that's what I'm saying. Any nigga to say, if I did it, nigga, you did it.
Right.
But here's the thing. I never thought that he didn't do it. It was like, it never gave, I didn't do it.
The point is you had to prove.
Right,
that
and
he
you
did
couldn't
it.
prove
Right.
it. So did I?
I know when a
because of
verdict
that
came out,
glove.
not guilty, he was like, oh shit, word?
He surprised himself.
Uh-huh.
What's up? Don't lie. That ass, he surprised himself. Like, hold on, y'all. My nigga, I had blood on my shit. Y'all got all the evidence just because of this little ass glove?
Exactly.
Right.
That shit is crazy, son. That shit is crazy. But money gonna do it to you. Money definitely.
Money will go a long way.
Money will go a long way.
So let's get into some topics. Ladies, where are y'all from? Where were y'all before this? Were y'all in the tri-state area?
I was in New Jersey.
I'm in Connecticut.
Okay.
Atlanta.
Okay, so you might have not felt this. Did y'all feel like
I
that
sure
earthquake
did.
that hit New York?
Did you,
Yeah.
Special?
I did.
I heard it started in Jersey.
I believe so. So here's the crazy thing is, I was at home and I was like, I'm gonna take a nap before I go pick up my daughter from daycare, and all of a sudden the bed started shaking. So my first thought was like, oh, somebody had to drive into the house, like something had to hit the house for the bed to shake that hard. And when I set up, like the blinds were shaking. Like my mom has like vases like up on a bookshelf. Everything was shaking. So I was just like, what was that? And I went right to Instagram and everybody was like, was that an earthquake? I felt earthquakes before, but so it wasn't anything shocking. It was just like right now in the middle of the day. Yeah.
In the middle of my nap.
Right.
So I've never been in an earthquake. Clearly, how it feels is in its name. So like when you were standing there, like the shit just started.
Well, I was on
I
the
was-
bed, so it was shaking.
I was sitting in a chair and I'm like, why is my chair moving? And then everybody's like, did y'all feel that? And we're like, yeah, but what was it? So like in my mind, I'm like, maybe, like you said, like maybe somebody hit the building. Like, I don't know. And then they're like, oh, it was an earthquake. And I'm like, what? In Connecticut? I was like shocked. I'm like, what is gonna happen now? Like, are they gonna let us go home? I need to go get my baby.
Like I don't know what's going
Taser is our
on.
little worry bug.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea with like New York getting earthquakes, but like I made a list of people and things I want to blame.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Not a list.
My fellow Americans and New Yorkers.
Oh man. Politician.
I want to blame Cat Williams. I blame Diddy. I
not
blame
doing
Eric
anything.
Adams.
Absolutely.
No.
I blame drill music. And lastly, but definitely not least, I blame expensive ass rent prices in New York City.
Table.
That's
Like,
funny that
they
you said
shook
Diddy.
the
There's this comedian in Connecticut. He actually did like a skit the other day, and he was like, Diddy had to do the earthquake. He does everything big. Like I know it was him. Like, oh my god.
And these impressionable kids will really think that, like, wow,
They
Diddy
really would.
did it. The fuck?
Did he do it?
Nah, but that's crazy though, because the same time that New York, the tri-state area was having an earthquake, they said the epicenter was in New Jersey somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one going on somewhere in Asia.
Wow.
That's fucking
All
crazy.
simultaneously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what they're saying.
Click the link. I think maybe number 2.
It's up
So-
here. I got you.
Oh, wow.
Restart it
But
for
theirs was a
you.
lot stronger.
Yeah, that was because there was 7.7.
Oh, deadly.
Nah, you can tell they've been here before. Stop it. So,
Damn.
7.7. Let me just give y'all some understanding behind that. So, if I'm not mistaken, if an earthquake reaches the magnitude 9.0 or 10, that has enough strength to shift the north and south poles. Keep in mind, 2 earthquakes, different places, the same magnitude. Just let that sink in real quickly. Let that sink in. people saying God is coming back, and I believe it. God is putting on his jacket right now. Like, nah, I gotta go down there.
Nah, I gotta
Y'all
go
are
down.
tripping. Like,
He's
I'm telling y'all,
strapping
sooner or later we gonna hear the trumpets from the sky, and everybody shout. Y'all already know the rest. I don't need to say that.
But I don't know, because I feel like when you talk to like older people, like the stuff that we're going through minus social media, it happened already. Like when you talk to old heads, they be
History
like,
just
okay,
repeats itself.
right. Like they be like, okay, yeah, it was an earthquake. And even too, because my mom called me and she was like, oh, it was an earthquake and you didn't call me. When I lived in New York in like 2017, I think 2019, it was 2 earthquakes while I was at my job. And like I remember the first one, like I had to be about like maybe like early 20s. I remember like my chair slid and I looked at like my coworker like, what's happening? He was like, oh, I think that was an earthquake. And like our phones went out of service for a minute. But then we went right back to work and I still worked with kids. Like nobody's parent came and got them. It was just an earthquake and you went about your day.
See, this is the thing. Now, New York rarely gets earthquakes. I'm not
Right.
sure if we're sitting on a tectonic plate, but if you ask older people, hey, when's the earliest time that you can remember an earthquake in New York? They'll probably tell you a long time ago, if ever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not the most holiest. I do commit sin, but what I do know is in the Bible, it does state that the weather
Mm-hmm.
is going to be in areas it shouldn't be, like hurricanes and all of this other stuff happening, is going to
Right.
be kind of more common there now.
True.
So like you said, 2017,
Mm-hmm.
2024,
Right.
it's not that long.
It's not.
So just wanted to let y'all know, get right with God.
Right, don't be
Get right with your higher power. If it's a goat, if it's a cup, if it's a drink, get right with it, because something is coming down soon. So just let y'all know that, because that's crazy. Like in Asia, in Taiwan, Japan, we all know those are archipelagos,
Right.
so they were built based on earthquakes.
Yeah.
But in New York,
Yeah, that was shocking.
in the tri-state area, 7.7?
That's
Yeah,
true.
people don't understand how strong 7.7 truly is. That shit can shift the whole country.
But in New York, it was what?
It was
4.7.
4.7.
Yeah,
It was 4.7?
Yeah, it was
4.7.
4.7
In New York and New Jersey.
New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. It was 7.7 in
and
Japan. But I think that one happened a week before.
No?
They said a couple days before.
Because my cousin is on her honeymoon in Japan.
Mm.
And she was like, we just had to leave the building because we just had an earthquake. And I was like, what? And she was like, I'm nervous because, she's from America. She was like, I don't really understand what's going on.
This is from a
Like,
week ago.
all I see it happened before that. So now that you're saying that, it makes sense now.
But my understanding is that with earthquakes, aftershocks can happen
Elsewhere.
elsewhere around the world. So then I was wondering, was what happened in New York, like the tri-state area, was that a result of an aftershock? Because there was that initial earthquake, and then maybe about a couple hours later, there was the aftershock. The aftershock I didn't feel, and I was actually standing outside.
A lot of people did definitely said that.
I don't know. I felt both. I thought like a truck was coming down the street at that time. I'm like, dang.
Jesus.
It was longer than the first one.
Oh, really?
I was like, what is going on? That's when I had text y'all.
Yeah, because I was on the phone with my therapist. Shout out to her, because life be lifing. But
Perfect person to be with.
right, I was on the phone with my
Perfect.
therapist, and she was like, wait, hold up, because everything around me is shaking. I was like, oh, this must be the aftershock. But she's in her office. I'm literally like just standing outside, and I didn't feel anything. But I know on the news they were saying that even the first earthquake that happened, the people in the subway didn't feel it.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, that's crazy.
That's strange.
So I'm going to get in my conspiracy
Right.
theorist's bag a little bit, and I'm going to just move on because, somebody watching. They were saying it was possibly nuclear testing in underground caverns that was happening. So, you know how they found I don't want to bring that up. They found the Jews in the walls and stuff like that. They were saying that they were bombing that's the conspiracy theory. They was bombing to close all of that stuff. So I don't know how true that is. To each his own. That's the conspiracy bag. Take it how you want. Moving right along. So I'm guessing because of the Didler and these earthquakes, over 100,000 people just moved out of New York State. Jesus Christ. So we got a clip from the news we're going to play right now from Fox News.
Hold on, let me restart it for y'all.
U.S. Census data shows more New Yorkers are moving out than anywhere else in the entire country. The new U.S. Census Bureau report showing the Empire State lost more than 100,000 people between July this year and the last. One of 8 states which saw their populations fall this year behind New York or other Democrat-run states, California, Illinois, and Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, 2 Republican-led states, Texas and Florida, saw the largest population growth, followed by North Carolina, Georgia, and South Carolina.
No, y'all stay in New York. Stay 10 toes down or whatever that's saying. Y'all stay up there. Enjoy that. It's going to be a bunch of cheaper apartments now. Stay on up there. Don't come down here. Don't come to Carolina.
That's
Yeah,
right.
don't come down here.
Don't come to-
Stay
Don't
y'all
come down here.
non-driving behinds in New York.
All right. First of all, New York got the best drivers. Period.
Ever.
Horrible driver.
The
We have
realest.
the best drivers.
Horrible driver.
Period.
Jersey is worse than New York.
I feel like New York prepares you for the rest of the world.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yo, words to
That's it.
Prepares you.
Said best
They
from a
some
real
angry
New Yorker.
drivers.
Right.
Angry.
Because out here in Houston, we were some head ass and we brought our asses to Texas. Shout out to Big Houston and shit. Y'all been wonderful to us so far, except for the upstairs neighbors and the drivers. Other than that,
Yo.
it's been cool. It's been peachy. It's been peachy out here, baby girl. It's been peachy. It's been cool. But
Them upstairs neighbors.
what the hell is going on in New York that people are moving at these rapid rates?
Honestly, it's the rent prices.
Rent.
The rents and the
been
rats
the
don't
rent
add up.
That part right
The
there.
rents and the rats don't add up.
It's the rents and rats.
Something ain't adding up.
Did y'all see that video where the girl, she was showing her apartment and the rats were in her kitchen. She's in her bedroom just jumping. I was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
You're paying too much money for rats to be taking over your house like that.
But
It was
it's been like
disgusting.
that.
A lot. No, it's
No,
really
this
gotten
is
worse. It's
worse,
got the
like-
infestation of rats in New York City has like, okay, Cam, I'll give you that. We have always had rats. I'm not even gonna act like we
Always
never had
had
rats.
them.
But it's
But
gotten
it's
worse.
gotten excessive.
And
It really
rats.
has. It really has gotten excessive. And I feel like the apartments, like in the Soho area, Midtown, like those apartments that people are really paying out of their ass for, they be right above restaurants, and that's why people be having rats because the restaurants are dumping out
All their
food
trash.
and all of this shit in the back.
And
Sometimes
also-
people even contribute to it. They'll just throw their trash out their window.
Can
Like
we blame
obviously it's gonna be rats.
sanitation because they don't be wanting to come get the garbage,
Yeah.
or they be wanting to take 5 bags and there's 10 sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame
Yo, I don't know
sanitation.
why
I blame the
sanitation
city
does that.
planners because when Chicago burnt down and it was rebuilt, they built alleyways for dumpsters.
Mm.
Our trash is right there.
Literally
You see
on the
that-
corner.
You see that black bag right there? That's our trash. You know where the restaurant is? Right here.
Literally.
So rats is just like, why the fuck would we leave?
Yeah.
We can
It's the best
eat,
place
drink,
ever.
and fuck and multiply right here.
And then the train station is right around the corner.
Yeah.
Humble a
You
bowl.
want to travel?
Something warm, see some crackhead shit go on, a little entertainment, watch some TV before you go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? They got a life in New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all can have that.
Yep.
Now them rats is
Leave
tenants.
it there.
But
And they live
100,000
rent-free.
people? 100,000
Permanent.
people?
But the rent is also too high. Like I met a couple. The guy was saying for a 2-bedroom, he was paying $5,000 a month. I'm like, you know what you could get for that in Connecticut?
Yeah.
You know what you
In
can get for that
Georgia?
out here?
Crazy.
Out
But-
here.
No, not Georgia.
In Georgia?
Out here,
Yeah.
you might not see your kids for a week.
Yeah, but a lot of people. Okay, so I'm like, a lot of people from New York are moving to Connecticut, and the main reason is because they can still keep their jobs in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them are now traveling
From
back to
Connecticut
work
to New
in
York,
New
yeah.
York and living in Connecticut. So that's really
They was
why
doing it to
don't-
Jersey until they kept raising that toll.
Right, because but they didn't just raise the toll; they raised the rent too. So now nobody want
Oh,
to come to
damn.
Jersey because New York and New Jersey rent's the same.
Mhm.
It's not even a toll. They just raising the streets.
Right.
There's a part in Manhattan. It's called the Midtown Core. So anything below 60th Street. I hear now, once you pass 60th Street to travel into Midtown, you got a camera there, license plate charges you.
You get charged for every single.
How much is it?
thing. I don't know because I'm gonna be honest with you, and I probably shouldn't be saying this on camera. But me and Easy Pass got beef. I can't even drive in New York right now for.
It's
for
fake a scam.
It is a scam. And when I called, they tried to tell me I owed them $39,000. I don't know when you thought you was going to see that from me, but never.
How did what?
Because they said the administrative fees. I'm not paying that.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, so I just hop on the train.
That's how they get you. That's like when you get your car fixed.
And
it's not the
navigate the
parts, it's
city.
the labor.
Not paying
It's a
that.
damn shame.
Yeah, what?
$39,000.
But yeah, every little entry.
1,100.
No, 39. What I said, like tuition. I know what I said. 39,000.
I mean,
And
you
she
a
said it with
teacher.
a
I
straight
know.
face.
I know you know what you said, but I just had to make sure for the viewers. I had to make clear.
39,000.
For administrative fees.
They got to cap. They got to cap that.
Why would you have $100 administration fee on a 75-cent toll? Please explain to me.
No,
Right.
like the late fee, they keep adding on.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every
But I think it's $100 every time.
Mm-hmm. Just about, yeah.
Like, the toll is like
Right. It
$9.75.
makes no sense.
My
know-
tolls be 180.
You know how much
Like-
the toll is out here?
How much?
70 cents
Goodbye.
per exit. I love it out here. I'm sorry. I'm
Per
sorry.
exit?
Yeah.
I don't know how
There's
much
a
it
toll
is.
per exit here.
Yeah.
There's in Jersey
Two
too.
exit, yeah.
You got to think about it. Houston's traffic is worse than Atlanta's. No, seriously.
You
It's
could get around those
excessive.
tolls, but you're going to be driving for an extra 2.5 hours. But it's possible to take the streets.
You don't want to do that. They drive like dickheads down here. I love all of y'all Houstonians though, but y'all gotta. I don't know how y'all get your driver's license in all
Per
reality.
exit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Don't miss your exit or get off on the wrong one.
yeah. Facts.
Yeah, it is like that in Jersey though too.
Mm-hmm. Gotta pay for every exit.
Y'all trying to stay in the tri-state area? Or y'all plans to move out this motherfucker like 100,000 other people?
I might say put it at
I
one.
don't know.
Ladies in the back, y'all staying in New York? Wait, hold on, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, viewers, we got guests in the back in the gallery for the first time in a couple of weeks. We're gonna have one of the guests come on our 6 mic right here in a bit, talk about one of our topics, the hot topic. Heard you. But if I'm allowed to kind of convince y'all and persuade y'all, if y'all looking for a place where has some of the best school districts, we can talk off mic. Where we live, it's pretty good, honestly. Definitely, you get it.
But be honest, y'all miss the food up north.
No, I don't miss anything.
Oh my! What?
I don't
That's
miss.
wild.
I don't miss. You know what it is?
I
If you-
miss Caribbean food. We have not had any good Caribbean food.
Yeah, I
out
do
here,
miss
like,
that, honestly.
at all. I feel like he's saying he doesn't miss the food because he would be a taco if he could. So
But I'm
like,
not talking about just
Texas
jerk chicken.
right now.
I'm talking
Like,
about like rundown. I'm talking about like stuff like real stuff that's been stewing all day. Like you can just tell, and they give you an attitude when you walk in. Just like, yeah, more oxtail gravy on the white rice. Like, come on, son, stop playing with me.
he's satisfied because he can be a taco. And
I love Mexican
the
food.
Tex-Mex out here.
Mexican
is-
food,
Y'all know we
margaritas.
had Tex-Mex
Yeah,
earlier. Like
yeah,
it
The
hits
Mexican
like
food was good.
It is. That's a different. That's
we probably
authentic.
have gone one place since we've been here, and we've been here a little over a year now. That wasn't satisfying. And I don't even know what the name of the place is, honestly.
Now,
because-
Bombshells wasn't satisfying either. Bombshells, if y'all watch this pod, or if any of the hostesses watch this pod, y'all got to do better with that bum ass mac and cheese. we asked a black girl, probably in her early 20s, and that's where we
yeah.
fucked up at, because we want baked mac and cheese. The mac and cheese we've been having down here has been watery.
The mac and cheese, first of all, okay, wait. The mac and cheese was promoted. This is the problem. It was promoted as the best item on the menu.
Absolutely.
And the photo looked like it could come out like some shit. Like if it actually comes out like how the photo looks, I know this shit is going to be like fire. So we asked the waitress and she's like, oh yeah, it's good. Like everybody gets it. I'm like, but have you tried it though? Like, is it, you know?
Right.
And she's like, no, yeah, it's good. Like she's like, yeah, it's really popular. It's good. Like sometimes I get it on my lunch. I'm like, okay, cool. Baked where?
That shit was shitty.
I picked the noodle up. The cheese sauce was dripping.
Ew.
Word. And it had like, because we got the spicy one, so it looked like
It had hot sauce on it.
yeah, it looked like Easy Mac, and somebody just
It had
Hot
hot
sauce
sauce on
on
it.
it.
I
I'm
swear to
just
God,
like,
hot
little
sauce.
sprinkle.
Literally,
And it
like
sat
a
in
line
the
of hot
cheese.
sauce. Mhm.
So you know when something like that sits in the cheese, it thins the cheese out.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable.
That's when the creative direction goes wrong.
Yeah.
Terribly wrong.
It's like you
Did we even pay for that shit?
took it too
Nah,
far.
you know I sent that shit back.
Yeah, I don't think we paid. Oh, you damn sure did. I dog that shit, though. I'm greedy. Fuck it.
Wait, you sent it back after he already finished it?
Yeah, he ate like half of it, and I
Mhm.
was like, yeah, this was not good.
I'm sorry. I'm from the hole. Like, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make it happen. Speaking of making it happen, the Didler is back at it again. This time, Christian
He
Combs
ain't
was
stopping.
hit with a sexual assault charge. So,
Oh,
you can read that for me,
Really?
Peaches?
Yes. Oop. Christian Combs' alleged sexual assault reportedly captured on audio recording during studio session. Woman is heard saying, "Don't touch my legs like that. Take your hand off my ass." Says more info is coming out about the sexual assault lawsuit against Diddy's son, Christian Combs, and it looks like Diddy has been named as a defendant in it as well. According to court documents, a woman named Grace something claims she was sexually assaulted by Christian on a yacht in 2022 and that Diddy aided in his behavior. The woman says she has audio recording of Christian seemingly assaulting her because there was a studio on the yacht where Christian was recording at the time with none other than Lil Rod. If you can recall, Lil Rod is the reason Diddy is being investigated for alleged sex trafficking. Now it appears the producer was collecting evidence the entire time he was employed by Diddy.
wow.
Does anybody not know about this Little Rod case and the paperwork that came out recently?
It's some shit.
Oh no, I'm
No, I didn't. I
I've
don't know
been
about Lil
following.
Rod.
We can talk off pod. It's a lot. Peaches
a lot.
definitely has it, but it's nasty.
It's disgusting.
It is.
Um,
It's wicked. Like information and that.
Trigger
Oh.
alert.
Just thought about something.
What you thought about? Say it.
Remember, like, this was a while ago. What's the not Christian? What's the other son's name? Justin.
Yeah.
Justin's mom, Misha, was like, "Whatever you do, don't bring down my son."
Mm-hmm.
This is what she was talking about.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't bring down my son.
Yep.
Yo,
But I feel like
He
he's also
being brought
scared to
down.
speak out because look at all the people around him. They're all dying.
Yep.
Who?
Kim Porter. She was writing a book.
Oh, you talking about Misha?
Craig Mack.
Yeah, she's scared to, like, she don't really speak out.
But I also feel like I don't think that his sons are innocent,
No, they're not.
and I feel like that's the reason
They're
she's
not,
gonna
and I
speak
also
out.
think that I feel like they've made their choice. Like they're grown men, and I feel like Misa has tried to protect Justin from, himself and his father, and it's like there comes a point in time where you're a man, and if you want to like follow after your father, what am I to say, mother or not? Like I can fight you till I'm blue in the face, but money goes a long way, and honestly, Diddy's money is going to shut her out every time. Every time.
Yeah.
What do y'all think happens to Diddy? Do y'all think he gets actually charged for these allegations?
No.
No.
Because
They didn't find anything.
physical evidence, right?
Yeah, they didn't find anything. He would be in jail right now if they did.
So I know they did a raid on his 3 homes in Los Angeles, Miami, and New York. I'm not sure. I've looked. I don't think they came out with any findings, anything yet. That's interesting.
I don't think that. So I think thinking about what Cassie did, I think that was just to stir the pot so that people could be aware of like, oh, he's not who y'all think he is. Granted, we've heard stories about Diddy in the past, but I think that the real stakeholders here, not saying that Cassie's story is invalid compared to others, but I think the real people who witnessed, experienced, etc., I feel like a lot of people aren't speaking up, and that's what's going to save him, and along with his money.
I think they're all just scared because of
He
what
ain't
they
going to
have
jail.
seen him do. They probably witnessed him do a lot of things to different people, and they don't want to be put in that position, so they just want to sit back and mind their business, not be involved. They don't want to say nothing, so he's gonna keep getting away with it, and that's also why his kids are doing it, because they're watching his dad do it, and they're watching their dad do it, and they see that he's getting away with it, so they're doing the same thing. Like there was somebody that had reported something about something being in a document about Justin pulling out a gun on somebody in a bathroom allegedly.
It
He
was
got
in
shot.
the paperwork.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yep. Got shot.
The producer that they mentioned, Little Rod, in the paperwork that the allegations that he's bringing forth against Diddy and all of them, he brings up the whole story, and he was there. And I guess he was in the stall next to where it happened.
Wow.
They didn't know he was in the stall. They brought whomever, I think this was a friend of Justin's, into the stall, got into an argument, him and Justin, and whatever happened. They didn't know that he was in the stall, and apparently, like, basically was just like, fuck it, let him, like, he gonna die anyway kind of thing. But since he was in the stall, he ended up helping him stop the bleeding and like calling for help and whatever.
And based on the photos, it was a lot
of blood.
It was a lot of
blood. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It was a lot of blood. But they was able to get it covered up.
It's safe.
Money.
It's safe to say Diddy's the boogeyman of the industry, honestly.
Yo.
But not
Candy
even just him. It's Jay-Z. Like, and that's the other part, because I was watching the Joe Budden podcast when they were talking about it, and it was like even Joe Budden's response was a little bit diplomatic. Like, he wasn't fully calling him out, because it's like, at the same rate, I can't call you out because I be at your parties. And you can't say that you ain't seen no shit at the party. So it's like, you're not fully calling him out. Like, you kind of tiptoeing around it. And I feel like that's what a lot of people in the industry are doing, because in some way, shape, or form, everybody go to the Diddy parties. There's pictures. So in some way, shape, or form, if I speak out, I was also at some of these events.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, Diddy is still outside. He's the most outsidiest person right now. As we speak, guess where Diddy is at?
If outside was
Yep, you guessed it. Outside. Outside.
Because he's trying to show, like, he's not afraid. Like, he's trying to show he doesn't have anything to worry about.
Yeah.
Change the narrative.
Because, he's like, I didn't do anything, so I'm going to just keep it pushing how I usually do.
You know what's funny? So
that's interesting.
The psychology behind that is, like, if somebody is accusing you of something, if you don't say anything, you look guilty. If you move comfortable, nigga, you still guilty. That's crazy. Like, let's hypothetically say Diddy gets off from all of this. Pause. Get off from all of no Diddy. Do y'all think his career kind of just continue where it was left off, or?
I don't think so. I think people are going to.
I don't know, because R. Kelly, after the first one, he was back outside. We seen the Boondocks, like, they was right back on it.
I think if he's not able to be, I don't know if the right term, don't get me on these legal terms, acquitted for these charges.
He's not even charged.
Yeah, there's no charge.
Or anything.
Well, if he does beat this case or these allegations, I feel like a lot of people in our community are going to, like, stick their foot in their mouth, and I feel like he's going to be idolized even more, and he's just going to be worse. Like, it's going to feed his ego. It's going to feed his ego.
That's going to bring out the inner creep squad.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is showing people, thinking back to talking about kids and what their perception of reality is. He got away with it. I could do it.
Yeah.
I think that's going to start that
and
little...
on top of this, to bring this topic just back to the forefront with, what's this boy's name? Jalen Green and Drea. I think that
shout out to Jalen Green and
like
Drea.
Situations like that where, you know, there's an older woman and a younger male gives, like, the rite of pass for older men to be like, what's the difference here? And I mean, what is the difference? Like, either way you look at it, it's wrong, whether it's an older female and a younger man, especially at their age points, because that boy is barely, his prefrontal cortex is barely developed. Like, and then he's just now getting, you know, earning a couple of dollars. So of course that also plays a part in altering the way that you operate, and like the woman that you think you should be with, or you could pull, or whatever the case may be. And I feel like just those particular situations tie into one another right now. Because again, if nothing goes anywhere with these allegations, I feel like it's just going to make the world a worse place for our children, future children, growing up. Like, just a scarier place for like who to watch out for. And grooming is a real thing.
Yeah, it is. I think his music is going to be more booming than it was in the past. Because, bad publicity is good publicity. Now
And that's
people
why
are going to
he's
be more
not
in tune.
commenting.
It's the same thing with R. Kelly. When he was acquitted of those charges, his shit was jinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, he's not guilty.
Right, I could bump him now.
Yeah. That's like when people die. Now everyone want to listen to your music.
But even right now, I feel like Diddy is still, he's still stacking off of this. He's still making his money because, like you said, bad publicity is good publicity. And everybody right now everybody is going through every Bad Boy record and literally breaking down the lyrics to see what he meant in this part. Or did you hear him say this? Oh, did you know he said that? Like, all the Bad Boy records are being broken down.
And I bet he's working on an album right now while everything is so spicy right now. Let's get into this album. So when all this go away, we're going to drop this. And then boom.
And then I was even going to say because that whole, like, he tried to rebrand himself right before this whole situation with Cassie happened. Like, right. Like, so now you're calling yourself
the Love album.
Right. And then you got the Love
Great album. I'm sorry. I'm not letting that go. I'm sorry.
But even trippier than that, and I feel like it's different than, what's his name? R. Kelly. He has so many people wrapped into his brand. Like, the other day I was in the car and I wanted to listen to Gotta Move On by him and Bryson Tiller. But that's still Diddy.
God damn, I'm sorry. That's a good song. I'm sorry.
Right? But that's still Diddy. So it's like, it's so much music that he's put out that people are going to listen to because that's, like, you can't avoid Diddy because he's tied to so many different artists.
That's true. But people still listen to R. Kelly to this day,
Look
too.
who's here.
Hey, I just want to add two things.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, Lord. I didn't want to introduce myself. I thought we could move past that. Okay, I'm Ashley.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
Instagram, what you about? Where you from? What you do?
Well, you cross. Because the thirsty is going to be in there. Like, hold on, which one of them?
Originally, I'm from New York. I live in DC right now. My Instagram is a.cardinari. And what do I do for work? Or
a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I'm a creative.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
You a creative?
Yeah.
She wants to be the producer of this show. So.
Not that it could be anything. I could produce anything now.
She can.
Okay. That is actually my day job. Okay. But what I wanted to say about Diddy and his rebranding tour, that was excellent because he knew something was coming. So to get ahead of the situation, as any good publicist would say, rebrand, publicize yourself. And not only that, I went to InvestFest last year, and he was the headliner at InvestFest. And the way in which he presented himself, as well as what was going on with his legal action suits against that notorious cognac company that he used to represent or be the brand ambassador for, is as if they are planning and, to take this black man down. Now, I ain't saying that's not necessarily the case, because that may all and well be true. For sure, because once a black man reaches a certain level of success and obtains a certain level of wealth, it's like, oh, well, how? And then you try to file this discrimination lawsuit against this cognac brand, and boom, bang, what happens? Shit start going downhill. Now you're in a motherfucking rabbit hole.
Did you listen to the last episode? Because I literally, word for word, like I feel like Soulja Boy right now. Like,
no, I listened to the show. I'm so sorry. That's why I felt underprepared. That's why I didn't want to get on camera. I was like, no.
Nah, you absolutely right. So I spoke. So the viewers out there, if you listen to, I think we did it during the Friends on the Block conversation, right? So if you listen to the last angle, I kind of went into what I think about why Diddy is dealing with all of this. And it's the parent company to Ciroc and De Leon. And that's when I kind of made the assertion on when that discrimination lawsuit came out was this around the same time that Bella, the lady that does the spiritual readings or whatever.
Bella
She-
Sloan.
Bella Sloan.
That's, my
That's
girl.
when she
Sloan
came out
Bella.
with the
Sloan
Sloan
Bella.
Bella. Thank you.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. Sloan Bella. That's when she came out with the video about something happening in November.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna viewers out there. I'm probably repeating this again, but we have new guests. So my idea was, I'm not shooting down that she might know energy and stuff like that, but we don't know who she's dating or who she knows.
Sure.
She could know someone to let her know that, listen, yo, we about to take Diddy down. This is exactly what we're gonna do.
But I also feel like, while yes, like I feel like there are certain other things that play. I feel like the music industry, Hollywood, I feel like that's very dark. I feel like that's a very
Yes,
dark
for
energy.
sure.
Yeah.
And it's like I've been seeing that with like Beyonce. Like I've been saying, like her energy is very dark right now. And I've always said that about Diddy and his boys. Like they've always carried dark energy. So it's like this, and then you've always growing up like him and J Lo. Like you've always heard stories about Diddy. So
That's
it's just
crazy.
like I feel like there is a half of that whole like when a black man of a certain status reaches this higher level or tries to reach it, you know, people pull him down. But then I also feel like, what did you do to get where you are?
Yeah,
That's true.
That's right.
Very, very true.
I say that all the time. I don't want to be excessively wealthy simply because once
Exactly.
you're the 1%, you have to stand and shit on 99% of the people, not in the world, in your life.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Have to.
There's a price. There's a price that you pay for wealth.
Okay.
So
It's a spiritual price.
oh yeah.
A lot of people saying right now in the world that's going on is spiritual reckoning and enlightenment. Is one or two things happening. Either people killing themselves or coming to a higher power at this
Exactly.
point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you Craig Mack passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Mace went to God. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can see it. Al B. Shaw almost passed away and then
Went
went
to
to
God.
Went to God.
Right.
It's a lot. By the grace of God, my pod gets to where where I want it to get to. I have a ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Once certain motherfuckers start contacting me, I'm really good because I know money can beget evilness.
Real
Like
quick.
when you feel like money can be a replacement of respect, anything, I guarantee you, if Diddy didn't have the amount of money that he has, if Diddy wasn't able to settle $100 million, we don't got the amount that he settled with Cassie for, but I've always said it had to be $100 million.
I think it was.
I think it was more.
Yo, she was with you for 12 years.
But she only asked
know-
for like 30.
Bro, nah, he had to. I know his attorneys was like, no, give her more.
No,
Trust
he
me.
did. They said that he paid like triple what she asked for.
Would you not? Like not. This is the thing. The other people saying things are allegations.
Right.
This is a woman that was,
With him.
Yeah.
nigga, we
Victim.
seen her with you.
Right.
We seen when certain men were, like saying, hey, what's going on? How your face changed, your energy changed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very empathic person, and I can just look at something and see
Yeah.
something is not right there.
Right.
So when all of that stuff was happening, I always said, one or two things is going to catch up with him. Either just time and people's going to come out, or he's going to end up losing his money and he's going to have to go back to the same people he shot on. Period. And honestly, I genuinely feel like, this is my personal opinion of it, I genuinely feel like Diddy is going to end up bankrupt.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think a lot of the money, more than likely, he probably has an offshore account.
Yeah.
A lot of his money also
yeah.
his mom's name. A
Yep.
lot of his businesses
Properties.
Are in, yep,
They said it was in the
properties
daughters'
are in his
names.
mom's name.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but but as a
Ooh,
smart
how the baby
businessman,
girls feel.
You should put that. You should put all that stuff in your
been
kid's
thinking
name,
that.
like houses, like property. So when you go on, like they still have that stuff, but he's not gonna go bankrupt. He sold his share in
Revolt.
Revolt
Mm-hmm.
to an anonymous buyer.
Yeah. Who was that?
And
His kids.
Mhm.
I don't doubt it.
mm-hmm.
They were saying it was the guy from who purchased Shea Moisture, but I don't know. But that's what they were saying.
I didn't know a guy purchased Shea Moisture.
I'm not. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
I
gonna get
didn't know
into
a guy purchased Shea
politics of like what I think in terms of what he did, because you can have a power of attorney. So Shea Moisture guy may own it, but the power of attorney relies on the kids.
For sure.
So
Right.
he can't do shit without talking to them.
great.
So
Right.
Diddy,
I
yeah.
think it's smart.
One thing,
Honestly, business wise, yeah.
it is.
Hell yeah.
It gives you, because if it is a federal indictment, the first thing the federal government does is freeze any liquidation or assets that you do have in your name. Properties you can't sell, you can't do anything. They're probably going to seize them. Your money is frozen in all of your accounts. So even if he has money in offshore accounts, he can't leave the country once they indict him.
Right.
So, and one thing I mentioned earlier, I'm not sure if y'all heard me, but I feel so sorry for the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot to have to take
Like
in.
the dad that you looked up to, you probably defended, that the person that, you know, made you feel protected and stuff like that, to see that
And
this
your
man
brothers.
is a monster.
That's
And
like,
your brothers.
But I
it's like
also
for them-
wonder,
I feel like they
is that
were
how they feel
clueless.
about? I don't think they were clueless.
I feel
don't
like
think
those
so either.
those girls were
But
clueless.
I don't think
I
so
don't know,
either.
but if you think about
They
it,
gotta know
they're
something,
still
man.
dealing with their mother's passing. That's
Yeah.
a huge thing. That's
Yeah.
one. Then here you are
Sorry.
looking on social media. You're getting your intel from your friends and this and that. You're
That's
going
right.
to school and people are like, oh,
Side-eyeing
shit.
They go to
Yes.
Sierra Canyon, which
Yes.
is the
All the
who's of the
celebrities
The
who's.
who's of the who's.
Mhm.
Yep.
They go there. So it's, and you know, that's bullying. Your father has $5 million. We
Right.
spent that on breakfast.
But I also feel like, what did you? You were exposed to something,
right. I don't
didn't-
feel like they had any part in any of the
right?
actions being done, but I don't think that they were completely blind to what
Right.
was going
Because
on.
even if you
because where
weren't
were
in
y'all?
the house, there was conversations that was had over your head.
Yeah.
Every kid has experienced inappropriate conversations over their head. So I don't sit there and say that they were completely blinded by what
Oblivious.
happened, but I think that, like, for them, like Ashley said, for them to have just lost their mom and then now they're dealing with this with not just you but their brothers.
But I do also feel like since the passing of Kim Porter, rest in peace, Kim Porter, you know, I don't know what their grieving experience is like on a personal level, but I don't, from what we see in the media, it doesn't, to me, seem like Diddy has tried to, I would say, support their
Right.
grieving. Like, I feel like he's tried to still, like, get them to pursue modeling, you know, give them big parties. Like, they just had a big Sweet 16, right? You know, they just got brand new cars. Like, I feel like, and these are things that I feel he would have done had she been here or not. But I also feel like those are young teenage girls that just lost their mother, and there's more important focuses than getting new BMWs to,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
You see
Or
them more
having a
now
big
than you saw
party.
them
Yeah.
when she was
Exactly.
alive.
Mhm.
The thing,
that's
yeah.
the hard call.
I still think they're oblivious to everything because I feel like kids are not good at hiding their emotions. I feel like they're still happy when they're out in public. So I feel like Diddy wouldn't disrespect them and putting them in those positions of being around like negative energy.
But I feel like they're coached. I feel like when you've grown up
Of
in
course,
the entertainment
media
industry,
training.
you go through media training
For sure.
as a kid.
And you don't know that what you're experiencing. Think about it like this: being a black kid growing up in the hood, you don't know what you're experiencing isn't
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
this is not right. So like them growing up in that's all they know. And now Mom Dukes is gone, and Mom died when we was at a transition age. Because if I'm not mistaken, those girls is about like 17.
Right now. So
Yeah, right
They
now.
were like, what,
Probably like 13, 14 when Mom's
Right.
died. Like, so that's the transition into high school into, oh, I'm becoming a young woman. Like,
And what I could also say
Crucial
about that
period.
age group is that they feign ignorance. So they'll be home with mom and dad or whoever and act like they don't know what's going on, and they'll come to school and tell their friends everything that their parents have no idea that they even know is happening in their household.
because that's when you find out how much people know about you. When you go to these schools and these kids are saying, heard about your dad.
Right.
And you're like, wait, what did you hear about my dad? Because that person's dad might know some shit, that might know some shit. And that's
Yep,
how those
I heard my
circles
dad
run.
say, yeah.
Yeah, this is like we call it, because like in middle school it's that transitional age, but also like students are learning characterization and how to like what adjectives you put with people's actions. And like I remember like when I used to teach fifth grade, like it would be certain things that would happen in the book, and like we would be like, okay, like how would you characterize that? And like in one book we read, it was like this guy, he was a warrior, but he left his family to fight in the war, but he never made it back home. And we were trying to put like a adjective towards it, and one kid was just like, oh, like he's courageous and he's brave. And one of the boys, he was just like, dang, like I couldn't use that word to describe my father because he left and he didn't come back, but it wasn't because of a war. So that's when kids start learning they start having perceptions of people because they're learning characterization. So thinking about them being at this age of 13 when their mom passed, and then everything with their dad being highlighted, they're starting to learn characterization of this is good, this is bad.
Listen, shout out to all of the families that are impacted by the possible allegations of what's been done, to the things that we may never get privy of hearing. I send prayers, love, and condolences to anybody because Hollywood is dark. I'm not talking about dating. I'm talking about Hollywood. Hollywood is dark. It's a very dim, dark place. This isn't superstition. This isn't a coincidence. If you look at Hollywood and you see the amount of people that crashed out, we were just talking about the Nickelodeon thing and stuff, like
Dan Schneider
and how all of those kids crashed out and from being overworked or being physically abused and stuff like that. It's a dark place. Like, so, for those out there that want to be part of the limelights and everything, the one thing I'm gonna say to you is have something that can ground you. Because I'm not saying you're not gonna be famous or whatever you want to do in life. What I am saying is don't get on your high horse too high. Because God will bring you back down. And even if you don't believe in God, the way the world works is whatever energy you put out when you least expect it, and it may not be directly to you, it could be to your kids, it could be to a limb, it could be to your anything. It's gonna come back for its dead.
Karma.
So you better be ready for that when it comes back, because it don't leave no crumbs. It want everything.
And that's not just Hollywood. That's life in general, for sure.
Watch how you treat people, honestly.
Yes.
Don't burn bridges. Listen, to all of my young listeners out there, the ones that's transitioning from college to young professional, do not burn your bridges. If it's somebody you don't fuck with for whatever reason, just say, you got it. Keep it pushing, because I'm telling you, you burn your bridge, you come back around, you're going to see that same person, that same person being a permeable surface for you to get to where you want to go. So never burn your bridges. I know they said London Bridge is falling down. Shout out to Fergie, but no, build bridges. Build bridges. Build bridges. Shout out to Fergie. Other than that, so yeah, like I was saying about the whole Diddy thing and shooting somebody. Polo G's mom. Jesus Christ. Ladies, y'all
the
got
entertainment
daughters.
industry been going up this week.
Y'all got daughters. Would you ever shoot at your baby girl?
No.
I don't have baby girl yet, but just know, baby girl, when you see this years from now, when you look back and daddy show you this, I would never shoot you, my heart. I would never do that to you. But let's find out what the fuck is going on in the G household.
A lot of points to get here. I whooped my mama on Easter. Beat the dog out of her. Bro, she a fake wanna be fake birth legends that you not none of that. Let's talk about it. No, I don't get no Miana. I don't get no I don't care. The house got raided. Bitch wasn't there. But you writing paragraphs on social media. Stop playing with me.
No! It's been the black with me for the last time. Let's go! Don't come outside. Let's have one more round. Let me go! Let me go! I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. No! No, don't touch me. No! 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 Girl!
see that, right? That's cool.
Please leave me alone. Never have I ever brought nothing to social media. Fighting your mom isn't a win, especially when you don't win. Stop being entertained and get her help. This is from the mom.
So
It's a lot.
let's take a moment to gather our thoughts about this. So I have daughters. Your daughter is reacting to whatever disagreement that y'all might have had, and she's yelling, she's screaming, she wants to. How would you deal with that? Like, of course, you won't shoot her. Like, what would be a good way would you tell future parents to deal with that?
Please enlighten us, because my patience is on zero.
A parent with a child that age, if you trying to fight me, you're going to have to leave. That's just it. You got to leave. Take your time for yourself, but I'm not about to fight you. I mean, if you put your hands on me, then we're going to have to fight. But at that point, because you grown, like, so you want to be grown, I'm going to treat you like you grown, and we're going to have to fight at that point. But, like, because she looked like she was going crazy.
Can I throw a hypothetical variable real quickly? Okay. Now, I asked y'all that question, right? So this is the hypothetical variable. You're from Chicago.
I was about to say.
Go. What will y'all do?
I was about to say that her response, like, so what I've learned, like, my daughter will be 2 in August, but what I'm learning is that especially the mother-daughter relationship, that is a mirror of who you are.
Yes.
Your daughter is a mirror of who you are. So however you decide to show up in this world, your child will do exactly that. And I think that what we saw, especially in that video, that was learned. That's a learned behavior. That's a trigger and a learned behavior. So she didn't just pop off. That's years of watching your mom pop off or watching the women in your family pop off.
Yes.
So you can't be shocked now that that's her reaction as a grown woman when that's all that she's around. Because before you even went to, I was going to ask, like, I know he's from Chicago, but, like, what's his vibe? Like, is it a hood family? Because that's how hood families get down.
So I'll put it to you like this. So he's in the realm of Lil Durk.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, he does have a street background and stuff like that. Like, Mom's is about that life.
What led to that?
He doesn't give that
He
vibe
doesn't.
for me.
Yeah, me neither.
He's a different kind of artist.
Yeah, it just seems like he's laid back.
Yeah.
Does what he needs to do, and that's just it. Like, he don't seem like he really get into any trouble.
Nah.
I follow Polo G. He doesn't have a lot of music talking about gang shit, but he does have some, and he's entrenched. I'm not gonna lie. From what I've heard, he's definitely entrenched. You know what it is, though? He's not wild because of his mom.
Right.
His mom keeps him. She's his manager, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So she keeps him very level-headed, which is why I'm not surprised at this, because he kind of alluded to, like, mom's not pussy. But I'm surprised because I thought it was a level of respect for the mom. If you have the audacity, I don't care how mad my mom or okay, I'm lying. When I was 12, I did pop on my dad. All right, so I don't care how
you got folded.
I got packed up.
Wow.
You know, Rob Senior packed my ass. That nigga's little nigga. What? Anyway, so for you to have the audacity to, like, pop on your mom like that, it lets me know that they must have had, and this is a thing. Daughters and moms have a bit of a tumultuous relationship. That little teenage, young adulthood. And if I'm not mistaken, Polo G is probably about in his mid-20s. This is his little sister, so she's probably about, like, 19, 20, 21.
Oh,
yeah. I just want to see better for us. I want to see better for the black family. Like,
but that was excessive, though. Like, it's more than what she's seen around her. Like, she was literally going crazy outside, and her mom wasn't even outside.
But still, for your mom to pull up outside with a gun and still...
I didn't see it, though.
I don't think
they from Chicago.
Yeah,
they're not going to show that. No. Because that will go into a court hearing.
Right.
And Instagram don't want to be liable for that.
So who did we hear the shooting from? Like, who said...
Probably her.
The daughter said it in a video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daughter probably said it, most likely. But
she said that her mom...
What was she mad about?
Or shot her.
What happened?
Shot at her.
Shot at her?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And that's why she got upset?
No, I think
No,
I don't know
what
what
led
led
to
to
the
it.
shooting.
This is Chicago. She didn't make the grits right. Maybe I don't.
It's not just the grits right.
It's
Grits.
I feel like it's more to this
It's
story,
definitely a
and
lot
I
more.
do that.
And to be
It's more.
honest, even though like that's the age group, yes, for those types of actions, whether it's mother, daughter, father, son, that's kind of, it's expected. But yes, is that a little extreme? For sure.
And it's-
However, for you to say that you beat your mother on Easter,
But let me tell you how this
Child.
new generation is crazy, because
They
I have
are.
3 younger cousins that range between the age of 15 to 19, and all 3 of them have had like fist fights with their mothers.
and I would never
Like-
fight my mother.
I
She would kill me.
never.
But that's what
No,
I'm saying.
literally.
Like this generation, like these new generations, it's different. It's different.
I saw a video on Twitter, X, whatever they want to call themselves now, and it was of a probably 10-year-old little boy beating up his grandmother.
Oh
But
yeah, I
guess
seen
what?
that. Whooped
The
her
mother
ass.
was recording.
Mhm.
Oh,
What?
no.
Whooped
The
her
mother
ass.
was recording and laughing, and the grandmother was like, "You need to go sit down," or saying whatever. The little boy kicked her. She fell down. When she tried to get up, he got on top of her and started beating her up.
No.
And there were other little kids there. Like, I had to turn it off. I'm like, is this serious? Like, and it was not like a skit. It was not for play. It was.
It wouldn't even be funny if it was
Okay.
for play. Like
Yeah.
you don't play like that.
You don't.
But maybe that's the problem. I feel like so many, like, remember that challenge that was going up and everybody was like having their kid sit in a room and curse? Like, I feel like sometimes like people
Yeah.
be doing stuff for likes and it's not
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
And somebody brought up a good point of like, okay, you're trying to do this video and gain likes, but at the same time, now you're confusing your kid as to like, okay, can I curse? Can I not curse?
Right.
Because you're basically the message you're pushing is when I'm not in the room, you could curse.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I was saying that as well when I was seeing that challenge, like, because there was one little boy that his parents did it and he didn't curse, and he was
didn't
like,
do
"No,
it.
I don't want to curse." Like, he
Yeah.
was like, "I'm not gonna do that." Like, and a lot of the comments was like, "Oh, this was staged. Like you told him like he couldn't do it before the video or whatever." But I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm gullible. He always says like, people do things for production and stuff, but like, maybe he's just was raised right. Like, maybe he's just a good kid that genuinely didn't feel in his heart like he wanted to curse. Like, some kids are like skeeved out by cursing because they get taught that you should not be using those words. Like, those words are not supposed to come out of your mouth. Like, even if you hear me slip, and then some parents are like, if you hear me slip, correct me. Like, if mommy said a bad word, tell me I said a bad word, or I'm gonna give you 25 cents if I slip up. Because some people really want to raise their kids that way. And I think that there was another challenge that I had seen that I wanted to bring up
With the kids?
Yeah.
Was it like the fruit snacks in front of them? Or
I
was
like
it like
that challenge.
That was cute.
That
That
was
was
cute.
like
Like
cute.
it-
Oh,
Yeah.
That with Peyton, she did not eat it.
She
That was
didn't.
cute.
Kari didn't eat it either.
Really?
I was proud.
I was shocked.
How
I was
old
like,
was
she's
Kari
gonna
when you
eat
did it? How old was Kari when you did it?
Kari was 3.
How old was Payne when you did it?
She's 3. Yeah.
Oh, you just
This
did
was like
recently.
recent, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Kari
gonna
was
try that
3.
with Leia. She gonna eat all the snacks. It's okay.
And we all right. So we're gonna jump into the soft guy era topic, ladies. It is late.
Yes,
To the
it
viewers, it's 2:14 Central Standard Time. These ladies is from the East Coast, so it's 3:14 at technically.
Oh wow.
So
They got me outside.
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 nah, she pressed me in the front. The tall one here pressed me in the front. Was like, yo, why you got this shit still going? It's mad fucking late, my nigga.
Period.
She was like, yo, end this
Big
shit
tail,
right
not
now,
the little
dude.
one.
End this shit right now, dude. What are you
That's
doing,
the
my
boss
nigga?
for real.
This shit lit, but end it, my nigga. Like, my friend fell asleep and shit, my nigga. You doing too much, King.
And that's my tail. Period.
That's the tell.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Heard the tell. Hold that line. Heard the tell.
Real quick,
So,
last topic,
God,
ladies, last topic, because we got to get y'all take on this one.
This is the one I've been waiting for.
Me too.
The
I came
sassy
here
guys.
specifically for this.
We done with the whole masculine provider male era. We're in our soft guy era, okay? Drizzle. Listen, I don't know who need to hear this, but until that woman asks you to be her husband, you don't have to do husband-like things. Stop giving these women husband advantages and amenities, and you're still a boyfriend. Until that ring is on your finger, you shouldn't be doing anything. Period.
Now
Drizzle,
he know
drizzle.
he a goddamn
Like,
lie.
y'all be so caught up on getting with Dusties and all that. You need to start going after their moms. See, I know a lot of y'all think that older women may not be that much attractive or whatever the case may be, but there's a lot of good-looking older women. And I feel like you guys can deal with these older women who's going to take care of you and treat you like a king that you are. Drizzle.
Single.
But wait,
Single.
the best part is the
I will
comment.
say single.
That first comment, Moorish blood. These simps won't listen to that. Like, what are we talking about?
First of all, what's the definition of a man nowadays? What is a man?
That's a great question.
Like,
that's
what
a
is?
great question.
That's so sad.
I mean, you're the only man here.
No.
So maybe this is a question for you.
Oh,
Are
he's
you
100%
in your
man.
soft guy era?
Okay.
He's definitely not.
Oh, okay.
He's
So
definitely
the
not. He
better
does not fall under
question
this category.
is, because
know
it
what that
seems
means.
that non-men are telling men they aren't men. So I'm gonna ask the women, what is your definition of men?
A provider. A
Was that a bar?
protector.
Were you spitting?
Right, not that. Not that at all.
It's Huncho, baby.
I feel like a man has to be more than a provider, because I feel like men get caught up in the role of being a provider and then they lack in other places. They lack in being fathers. They lack in being other things. So a man can't just be a provider. I feel like a man has to encompass all of the things. You have to show up as a good partner. You have to show respect to your community. You have to uplift your community. There's other things that play into being a man, and it can't just be he's a provider, because if we just left it to that, as long as the bills pay, you could treat me like shit. As long as the bills pay, you don't gotta take care of your kids. As long as the bills paid, you ain't gotta do shit. You ain't gotta go fill my tank up.
Let me ask you, would you rather a good father, bad husband, or a good husband, bad father?
Good father, bad husband. All day, every day.
And you
day
see,
after that.
and that's what it shows. The woman
But you can't
always
leave him.
sacrifices herself.
But I can't leave him.
Why not?
Well, I think motherhood is a sacrifice already. So I
It
already
is,
made
yeah.
the greatest sacrifice. But I think that if I had to pick between, does Leia have a good father or do I have a good husband? You deserve a good father, because that's going to teach you how you should be treated.
For sure.
Me having a good husband, like, you'll get to see glimpses of that, like when you see us in our relationship. But you need to experience that one-on-one from your father. That's how you learn.
I'm
that
not
is true.
sacrificing.
But it's also, you pick up on those characteristics of bad husband. Like, if you as the child are watching your mother endure certain things, you think that it is acceptable for you to also
That part.
accept those things in your life.
That part.
So like when people are physically abused,
Right.
or
Even verbally.
domestic,
Even verbally. Or just
mentally,
manipulated.
emotionally abused, and you watch your mother or your father go through this, you are processing how they react to these situations.
Right.
It's Huncho, baby.
And when this happens,
Do it again.
you now think that, well, my mother wasn't worthy of standing up for herself, so therefore I am not. So I must subject myself to this situation.
And then your child ends up not even like having animosity towards, dad or whatever the other
towards
parent
you.
is. It's towards you.
Yeah, because it's like, how did
especially
you
when they grow
allow
up and they realize, who, and they step into themselves and their womanhood, and they realize like that you could have walked away, or that you should have walked away, like for their sake, where you thought that you were doing something good for them.
Yeah.
You get the flack.
Yeah,
And that's a double-edged sword.
Like you said, good father or a bad husband. I feel like a good father will make sure he is a good husband, so the child can experience a happy home. Because if your parents are not happy, then where is the good parenting?
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you're not happy, you're putting that trauma onto your child some way, somehow. Even if you're trying your best not to do that, it's gonna happen regardless. I'd rather have a great co-parenting versus a bad husband.
I agree with that. 100% agree with that. So let me ask y'all a question. So So a man courting a woman is to show her he has the potential on, becoming her husband, right? So does courting work both ways? Like, does a man court a woman and the woman kind of courts her? Because at the end of the day, it's an agreement on both on we're getting married. Like, I propose, you say yes. So what leads a man to believe that she can be his wife? Like, because that's kind of in the courting stage. Like, what qualities you possess? Because a lot of women feel like I'm not showing him no, wife qualities until we get married.
What does that even mean?
Can I play
What does that
devil's?
mean?
That's really up
Can
to
I
the
play
man,
devil's advocate though?
You got to say another angle.
Okay,
On Amy's
okay.
podcast.
Period.
I'm gonna take
I like
this to
that.
a different angle then. So
You should drop the
my
bomb for
other
that.
angle
It's Huncho, baby.
is this, right? So I feel like in our generation, a lot of people aren't even interested in marriage.
Okay.
So if I'm not interested in marriage, why am I courting? On either side.
Mm-hmm.
If marriage is not my end goal, what am I courting for?
I said that recently, that a lot of people in the generation is realizing that marriage is a contract.
Right.
And it is.
Love. I'm not saying I would never want to get married. Of course I want to get married. I want the big house, the white picket fence, the kids, the dog, all that shit. But what you got to realize, and this goes into like Yandy and Mendici. Shout out to Yandy and Mendici, Love and Hip Hop. Love them. This is a separate conversation, the shit that we seen today.
You got 4 minutes.
4 minutes? Okay. So why you give me a time like that?
Stress.
Can we extend that a little bit? Because I feel like this is what we all here
Ace at the
for.
pace.
This is the meat and potatoes of why we here.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the
I'm
front
ready to
and
go
back.
on.
I got you.
Ready to.
I got you. She gave me 4 minutes. I got you.
You already wasted one.
So this is my thing. Like, me personally, when it comes to like, and I'm gonna just sum it all up. When it comes to the soft guy era, I feel like a lot of people are starting to realize that marriage is a contract. Like Yanny and DC, when they couldn't get married, it's simply because of debt. Like, because when you get married, you bring in everything into this marriage, and that's becoming more. This is the end of the pod. I'm taking my glasses off. That's becoming more like known now. So when people are courting, part of courting is, hey, motherfucker, what's your debt like? We've had this conversation because I want to get rid of that prior to the marriage, because once we get married, the two becomes one.
For sure.
And we're allowed to have more income in the household. So let's make sure we can pay off our individuals. And then we just be rich, make love, have kids.
But I also
And
think,
there's nothing wrong with that.
But I'm going to be in my soft guy era.
But what does that mean?
Right.
I got you. All right, so soft guy era. It's like, I'm not going to kill myself to like please you no more.
No,
like,
babe. I think you're trying to like put a pretty
Sugarcoat it.
bow on
think
this.
that's what he's
That's not
talking
what he's
about.
saying. Yeah, that's not what he's saying. He's not saying like, oh, I'm not gonna put out for you. You're not putting out for me. This nigga is literally saying he wants a girl to propose to him. Like that's what he's saying. He's
care of
asking
him.
for a girl to
Bum.
propose to him.
Straight
That went
bum.
bloop, over the head.
Yeah.
Like, that part.
And this is why
I want
they
her to
say-
pay the bills. I want her to support me.
He basically said,
I want her
"You
to
didn't
make
take
the
out the
moves."
trash this morning."
Yeah, go mow the
Like,
yard.
that's
all right, so I'm gonna play the 90 degrees. I'm playing another angle right now. So this is my thing, ladies. I'm sorry, this is my last time. I seen you just now. You went to the ace like, yo, pass the message. Then you turned around like, what y'all say?
Wrap it up.
D turned around like Lawrence Fishburne with Tina Turner. Like,
She said she had a comment.
What's your comment, Shelly?
It's Huncho, baby.
I was just going to say with the whole soft guy thing, does this mean that he is a man that's willing to step into traditional woman's role?
Okay.
The soft girl era is this more known thing. But okay, if he's not going to do the providing, is he going to do
The
what
cooking.
some of the women do? Like, it's like people do their relationships differently, but if you're not willing to be the provider, what are you going to do?
Okay.
I think that's where we defer. I think from a man, I don't think he's saying he's not willing to do it or doesn't want to do it. It's more of the notion of women.
Too.
Yeah, like the women want to be treated equal as a man. Okay, If you do, take that fucking garbage out.
You know what this gives to me?
I'm not like yo viewers. I'm not like. Where's my camera? This one right here. Babe? Okay, viewers. I'm not like this. I take the garbage out.
I
not fucking stupid.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't
They
feel like
never
his
thought I was
point
up
is
here
all
with a
the way
soft guy.
wrong. I don't feel like his point is all the way wrong because I know a lot of women who
I know what you're saying.
he better have a car. He better have a 700 credit score. He better be able to pay the bills. You can't take care of your kid.
Yeah,
that is
The
very
table.
true.
all the stuff that you're requiring.
The table. The table.
It is a partnership.
Everybody gets so caught up in the honeymoon phase. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, she's so cute. Nobody's asking the right questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so by the time they get to this mark where dopamine and oxytocin is breaking down, now you're stuck with the real person.
Mm-hmm.
And you're really trying to figure out, do I actually like you as a person, much less this? But people have been moved in together, they done did all this stuff, you done met the family, all before you know how this person looks when they even mad at you. Or when they're irritated, or all these other layers.
And
right?
also,
so it's a partnership.
Honestly,
things go through phases, and I feel what
for
I was
sure.
actually gonna ask you guys is how many of you all grew up in a 2-parent household with your mother and your dad?
I started off in a 2-parent, then it broke down.
So my thing to that is, I feel like I didn't grow up in a 2-parent household.
That ain't just
so
me?
you don't.
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
So you don't realize when you didn't grow up in that, you don't realize that relationships go through phases.
Sure.
Everything is not all good.
Peaches and cream.
Everybody has a different down moment, a different low moment, and I feel like we don't know how to push through that because we've never seen it done.
Yeah.
That, and then also people disregard the fact that you are an individual as well.
Right.
You are going through evolution as an individual, nonetheless as a collective.
Right.
And those are two different phases. There's one that you are, whether it's second guessing yourself, whether you are having an epiphany or whatever you're going through in that moment, that sometimes you need space to go through that, to feel that, to get through that. But also you have to communicate that with your partner and say that.
Most people haven't even self-reflected enough to know who they are.
That is true.
Who they are in relationships. And like you see people, they get together like say 18 or 21 and they still together at 30 something. Well, who you were at 21 is so different.
So completely different.
Right.
So that's going to change the dynamic.
And just to add to that too, and to go back to, just piggyback a little bit off of what you said about parenting, I feel like people also don't realize how they're raised until they're put in a situation to view it that way. A lot of people are raised off of survival or love. Some people are taught both, but most people are taught one or the other. And it's like, it really kind of depends on how much you were taught one or the other, if like who you can be with. Sometimes two survivors need to be with each other because that's all y'all know. So all y'all know is to like, when shit hits the fan, like be for yourself, and y'all have that understanding. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people that are taught love need to be with each other because that's all y'all know. And for somebody that just knows survival, it could be too much.
Right.
Sometimes the two, opposites attract. The two need to be together. Like I feel like he and I are opposites. Like he was raised off survival, straight like that. Like I was raised mostly off love.
way.
So like I'm very emotional. I'm like, I want to always talk, communicate. And he's very good at talking, as y'all can see. Like it's therapeutic for him to talk. So when something is bothering him and he is able to like speak about it, it actually makes him feel better. But it's something that he's not used to because he was never like really allowed to express himself at home. It's like whatever I say goes. However, I feel as your mom, like I'm right, you're wrong. I'm big, you're little kind of thing. So
that is such a Caribbean household.
Nah, real shit.
Right, and like what you just mentioned is y'all both are willing to do the work.
Okay.
To make things work out. I feel like it doesn't matter which household you come from. It's
Right.
Yep.
What is your self-reflection? What does that introspection look like? Are you healing some of those childhood wounds? Because honestly, our parents did the best that they could.
Yes.
Right? And it's not until a relationship that you start to realize, like, oh, I'm getting triggered all the time. Or like, oh, I'm pulling teeth. Or like that. But it's the work.
I'm sorry. Let me say this real quickly. Self-reflection. When I was going into my 30th birthday, I wasn't the best boyfriend. I was like, and before my 30s, I was like, why can't you work harder? Why can't you? Why can't you? Like I can do it. Why can't you? That self-reflection in my 30s hit me different because it's like everyone has their season. Everyone has their grassroots that's gonna make them bloom. your time doesn't necessarily have to be their time, because there's going to be a point in time that you want them to understand that you just don't have it in you, and you need them to be there for you.
Right.
So when I started realizing that, this is my first relationship. Like I was single for 3 years. Like seriously, like single for 3 years. So this is my first relationship after being single for so long, with so much like just looking at myself like, nah, you could have handled that better. This, that, and the third. And I feel like a lot of people now, the biggest issue, it's not them looking in. It's always them saying like, "Oh, that person did it, that person did it."
Right, judging other people.
Yeah, like, well, what could have you might have done better? This self-reflection really goes a long way. So like, that can be the catalyst on you being single or you finding that relationship that you truly want.
So. I must say though, I'm proud of you for admitting that, and I'm proud of you for having that self-reflection. Because that is a period of time that you need in order for you to evolve into the man that you are becoming. So big ups to you. That's some true shit.
And that brings more mental stability
for sure
to you for you to provide more for your partner.
Yeah.
Because if you continue to self-reflect, that's what makes that strong a lot stronger.
And it's good to admit where you've had fault.
Yes.
Like, people underestimate how big that is. When you can admit fault, that shows that
and acknowledge.
Admit it, acknowledge it, and then try to work through it and resolve it.
Yeah.
You're a good person.
I feel like our parents, like, I'm speaking on my own parents, because I feel like they don't know that part. Like, our parents, I don't think they like to speak on emotions or try to like touch on topics to like really understand why this was handled like this in the past. They don't like speaking on those. So when they see their kids self-reflecting, like my brother's starting to self-reflect now, and that's big for him. When they see like their kids self-reflecting, they start doing it to themselves, not out loud yet. To themselves.
And if you think about it, because we don't always allow our parents enough grace, we don't give them enough grace.
That part.
Because like the ladies in the gallery said, it's true. They did the best that they knew. And sometimes we don't know what they went through.
Right.
We could only imagine. And we could only hear what they have told us, but we don't know what their feelings are. We don't know if they probably never resolved that childhood trauma. And they may not even categorize it as trauma. You know, my mom said her dad used to beat the shit out of her. She never knew why. She said one day she was just happened to be overhearing a conversation from like her peers at school. And one day he was mad and beat the shit out of her. Just because. And she never knew why.
The only thing I really pray for, and I'm gonna end it on this one so everybody can head back to the B&B and everything, is I pray that in our community that our predecessors, our parents, they don't allow their worry for us to impede the communication on, you know, the traumas they might have dealt with, for us to understand and you know, just to say like my mom, for example, and I'm saying this because of my mom, like something based on our relationship, and she knows how I am. I'm laid back. But my mom treats me like a fucking convict. So I don't know what it is.
I did not expect that. Keep going. I'm sorry.
So I don't know what it is. So like I just pray my mom can just, whatever happens to her, she can just detach herself from that, because mom, I love my mom. And even though we have a rigid relationship, I still want to treat her as a queen. She just doesn't allow me to. Like, I try, and she just be like, "No, leave me alone, fuck off." Like, and it's just like, fuck. Like, but anyway.
Well, let me ask you a question. Your mom and your father, they were together when they had you? Okay. You look like your mom or your dad?
Mom.
Really?
My mom is a part of me, so every time you see her, you see me.
No, but visually, you look like her.
Every time you see her, you see me.
Yeah. A lot of times that's them dealing with anxiety. Like, my mom just now, like within the last 2 years, admitted, like, I was like, Mom, you have anxiety. She would curse me out, like, don't tell me what I have, don't diagnose me, type shit. And she's now realizing. So it's like a lot of times, whatever their traumas were, it's like they're going crazy in their head. But instead of coming and saying, son, I love you and I'm trying to protect you and toughen you up, it comes out in this like underhanded, toxic way.
Yeah. My aunt said that.
And you said Caribbean, right?
Yeah.
We never grow, so
Jamaican.
You going out? Oh, be careful at this place. Like,
Yo.
They never.
Yo.
And that's a whole nother beast too. But sometimes also it's their reflection of who they see in you. Sometimes it's not you.
He don't look like his dad, but he acts just like him.
It could be things that she went
He
through
is his dad,
that
like,
she
my
now
mannerisms.
feels. And maybe that's a conversation that in due time y'all can have. That could provide healing.
It's gonna happen on the pod, Patreon only.
Therapy to them, like, it meant something was wrong with you.
Yeah, that was a crime.
Yeah, and they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that.
They still have this idea of, like, therapy, you must be crazy. You got to be this, you loony. And so they never had that place. And then their parents, they were that generation definitely seen, not heard. So they never knew what a safe space is.
So before we end really
they're
quick,
learning a lot of stuff through us, helping them.
Yeah.
I just wanted to speak to something that Cam said, because Cam said, you know, sometimes our parents can't process and speak on those emotions. And something my mom said to me, like, once when I was telling her something that I had a problem with that she did. But she was just like, you know, you're very lucky that, like, we have the relationship where you can communicate with me, because I was never able to do that with my mom. Like, I had to deal with the way that I was raised, and that's just it. And I think that that's part of the problem with our parents. Like, they have a hidden animosity for the fact that they were never able to express the things that they had a problem with, and they kind of weren't able to heal those traumas. So not that they intentionally, like, you know, scar us in any way, or they intentionally, like, treat us badly, but they are just doing what was done to them in turn. And they look at it as like, I turned out fine. So
yeah, right. I think how they're learning, like, I'm speaking on my parents, how they're learning from me is through Kari. So some things they did in front of me that I don't allow them to do in front of her, they're understanding.
For sure.
Oh, Camry didn't like that. They're learning through Kari.
Yeah.
Don't argue in front of my child. Kari will tell you, don't curse in front of me. I don't like curse words. She'll tell me, I'll be cursing up. Mommy, do not curse. You got it.
All right, one last thing, and I'm going to just let this go. So, I'm sorry. So, we was talking about therapy, we was talking about children, so I'm going to bring it all together, and I'm going to just end the pod. So, last year, I called my mom, and I was like, you know, hey, Mom, like, you know, Peaches and I, we are getting serious, and, you know, soon it's going to get taken up a level, and eventually we'll have children. You know, me and your relationship was very tumultuous, and I'm very interested in us going to therapy, you know, just to talk about it. Like, you don't have to say anything. I just want you to hear it from me. That was the last time I spoke to my mom.
Wow.
How long ago was that?
Yeah.
Last year.
She only has one kid.
You.
Have you tried to reach out to her?
So, all right, there's
I reach out to her.
Yeah, she does.
But have you tried?
So this is the thing. There's been things that happened in the past that I've tried to reach out to her, and I genuinely feel like some people need, you know how to say, everyone needs kind of like tough love. Someone needs that tough love where the other person is going to stand on this for you to realize, like, all right, I did something. Like, and I think my mom is in kind of, she's teetering, letting her pride go, and teetering, like, realizing it because the shit she texts her, like when she checks up on her.
Let me tell you one thing.
Question.
Okay.
Sorry. Are you in therapy for yourself?
Yeah.
I went to therapy before.
What I would say, because this is what I'm dealing with now, my child's father.
Thank y'all.
Is do the work for yourself.
Yes.
Because something that my ex didn't deal with is the fact that because him and his mom at the time weren't going through any rough patches. Nah, we cool. When he had his daughter, and then I think when he sees how I treat her, how my mom shows up for her, everything came back. Like the way that she did not show up for him, everything came back. And then it pours into how he parents.
Mhm.
So you have to heal that within yourself
Okay.
first before you even bring a child into this world.
Or before it's too late.
Yeah.
Don't wait
I was about to say that.
like until God forbid.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, don't wait until it's too late. Because I'm working on my family and trying to heal our wounds as a whole.
Yeah.
And I'm not waiting for someone else to step up.
But you know what it is, honestly, and Peaches can attest to this as well. Like, my mom is a different
She's just stubborn. But
different
like,
breed. Like,
Let me tell you.
We all got stubborn parents.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They all stubborn.
She's teeter-tottering and she's leaving someone to show her. But it's not your job to punish her or
Yeah.
to figure it out.
Yeah.
Your job is to make sure that you healing you. And
Yes.
so at the end of the day, you're going to do what you can do. I'm not saying keep getting burned by the same fire, right? If you say all you got to say and she's not making that effort, she's not doing her work, you can't keep getting stabbed or cut on her shattered glass, right? But I will say that other part of you that has the expectation, well, if I do this, she's going to show up because you're going to be the one that gets hurt.
Okay.
And we can't control what she does. Something I always recommend is like, if she's not going to hear you, she's stubborn, write a letter. You don't have to give it to her. You can burn it. You can save it for later. But it lets you get all that shit off your chest and allow. I don't know if you curse my dad. But
fuck shit. Dickhead. Diddy.
But yeah, it's healing. And I say that because I cut my father off as of last August, but I did everything I said to do. So it's not a sense of resentment. It's not anger. I'm at peace. And I wish him all the best.
I'm
I
just
realized I can't get.
that's where I'm at. Like, I'm not doing it to punish her, but it's more or less like I'm exhausted. Like, I'm done. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, but since it's been a year since I last spoke to my mom, my life been
elevating.
And that's okay.
Because you're not worried.
And you know what's crazy? Just one more thing, and I'm sorry. My therapist literally told me, she's like, because I was telling her about everything that was going on, and this is before I turned 30. She said, you know, you love your mom, right? And I'm just like, yeah. Don't take this the wrong way, but do you really need your mom right now just to live your life?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no. And she was like, well, take some time away. And I was still trying to repair that relationship. That's when I moved back to the city. Thank God I moved back to the city because I would have never met you. But anyway, my queen right here. But so like I realized like maybe the best thing is just not dealing with it. And my dad used to always, like in high school, this is a long story, but my dad used to always tell me like, your mom has something evil going on with her. And my dad is not spiritual, but the fact he used to always say that, he can just sense it because he was with her. You're going to have to leave your mom alone. Like, you're just going to have to. Like, and when I realized that, I'm just like, my relationship has been on the up and up. Body flourishing. We traveling and shit. I'm eating shit I can't spell if I don't see the menu. Like, it's lovely.
Period.
Like, you feel me? So, we're gonna end this now. Ladies, don't let these fellas get to you. Fellas, don't let these ladies get to you. Everyone wants to be right. No one wants to be wrong. And well, from us, we just wish you could see it from a different angle. I'm your host, Huncho. That's
and I'm your co-host, Peaches.
This is All Angles Podcast, Angle 12. We're going to holla at you. Shout
out to the home team, YO. Thank y'all for coming through. I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all.
Thank
it's real late. Shelly, don't curse me out. I love all of y'all.
Yo, and y'all know to never forget.
It's Huncho, baby.
What's good, fam? This is Big Queen Southside Jamaica host Huncho coming by to say thank you for tuning into a new angle for All Angles Podcast. Be sure to check us out and follow us on Instagram at All Angles Podcast Huncho and Snapchat AA Podcast 2024. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel at All Angles Entertainment. And follow our SoundCloud channel at All Angles Podcast. And whatever you do, I want y'all to never forget.
It's Huncho, baby.